the way you tend your hair during that takedown process will determine whether you retain length from that protective style or not. First thing you want to do is to use your fingers. It would be wrong and wicked of you to go in with a brush and start brushing out the hair dry. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time seeing me, hi, I'm Favor, and as you can see, I have flat twists on. I wanted to take it down, but I decided to come on camera to take it down and show you guys that growing long hair is possible. So if you're thinking, hey, she's just showing us a natural hair is flawed, yes, I am. And I noticed that it's 2023, right? But there are still so many people that don't know about natural hair. They're still neck deep in this myth that growing long natural hair is not for everybody because they feel they have stunted growth. You don't. And today I'm going to be telling you all the things you need to do or know to be able to leave that phase of, oh, I just have stunted growth, my hair is short naturally. No. Today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about how to grow long natural hair and thrive, basically. So yeah, if you see me look this way, it's because I have my mirror facing here, and that would help me with taking down my flat twists. The very first thing I've noticed that is a problem with so many people is that they don't know about their natural hair. You can't grow long natural hair if you're not knowledgeable about your hair. Especially if you have type 4 hair, just that type 4 hair needs special attention and care. So if you don't know about your natural hair, it's a bit difficult to know how to take care of it. So it's important for you to get knowledgeable about your hair. Okay, if you want to learn how to grow your hair, you need to know about your hair. So do you have low porosity hair? Do you have high porosity hair? Is your hair thin? Is your hair thick? What is the density of your hair? What kind of products does your hair like? If you don't know about your hair, it's really difficult for you to know what to do to promote growth on your hair. I have a video where I talk about porosity and every other thing related to natural hair, the natural hair profile generally, and I'm going to leave it up in the link here or here. So check that out immediately after this video. And yes, if you don't know these things, it's difficult for you to know how to cater to your hair. And it seems like my twist didn't dry very well, but I have to take it down regardless. Another thing you need to do to be able to promote hair growth and grow long natural hair is protective styling, long-term protective styling. And this is kind of controversial because some people believe that protective styles don't grow your hair. And I would say it depends on the protective styles. When I say protective styling for growing long natural hair, I'm mostly talking about styles that you do with your natural hair itself, like mini twists, jumbo twists, jumbo braids, or braids, cornrows too. But I personally avoid cornrows just because it puts a lot of tension on my edges. But any protective style or any style that is capable of tucking your ends and also making sure that your hair is able to retain moisture is great when you're trying to grow long natural hair. So when you talk about knotless braids and yarn twists, yarn braids, Mali twists, they are also protective styles. Well, I categorize them more as fancy protective styles. And the reason I say fancy is because you're using extensions and stuff on your hair, and in as much as sometimes they can help grow your hair, they can also be very damaging to your hair. So like the takedown process and everything, when you start to take them down and you just notice that, oh, it's tugging my hair and it's doing this to my hair, it's because those things are extensions. Okay, when they come in contact with your natural hair and the friction occurs, of course it's going to either rip moisture out of your hair or it's going to break your hair. And this doesn't happen all the time, by the way, so don't quote me wrong. It's not like they are bad, it's just that I consider them styles that you shouldn't do all the time. If your goal is to grow your long natural hair, then you should make sure that you're not doing just those things that are saying, oh, those are protective styles. You should learn how to braid your hair by itself. Styles like this, flat twists, they're also great for growing out natural hair. So if you're thinking about growing your natural hair, you need to put these into consideration. Okay, the protective style you choose to do would either mar you or make your hair, basically. So it's important to choose a protective style that is suitable for your hair. Okay, that's why, like, I'm going back to my first point, knowing your hair. if you have thin hair, you know that heavy duty hairstyles are not good for you. So because you have that knowledge of, oh, this is the kind of hair I have, you're going to avoid it. But then when you don't know about your hair, you can just do anything to your hair and you expect your hair to react the same way as someone else's hair. Meanwhile, that's just not how it works. So if you don't know your hair, you will not know what kind of hairstyles to avoid and what kind of hairstyles to pay attention to. But now I'm telling you, protective styles with your natural hair alone does wonders. Swiss, they don't put any tension on your hair. Cornrows, they don't put as much tension depending on who is doing your hair. And just your regular braids, they're also very, very good for growing out your hair and protecting your hair from damage. Another thing you need to make sure to do when you're trying to grow out your natural hair is to take breaks from fancy hairstyles. And these fancy hairstyles, some people call them protective styles. And like I said in the previous point I just made, they can be protective styles depending on how they are functioning on your hair at that moment. For instance, knotless braids. Okay, I just took down a knotless braids about a month ago and it was protective as well as damaging. So if I'm trying to grow out my natural hair, that will not be my first choice. So for styles like that, when you've taken them down, you need to take breaks, long breaks before doing a similar hairstyle or any other fancy hairstyle. You see people that take down their knotless braids down today and tomorrow they go to the salon to get stitch braids. And after they've taken that one down, they'll go to the salon and get something else, get passion twists, get different hairstyles. They don't take breaks between these protective styles, and because there's constant tension on their scalp, it can cause tensile fatigue and just ruin their hair growth. Okay, not completely ruin, but it can make growth not noticeable. And if you don't have knowledge about natural hair and you don't know that this is what is causing my hair to react this way, you're going to just be like, oh yeah, it's just been on the same length for the past 8 years. It's natural for me. I just have stunted growth. Lies. You don't have stunted growth. You need to know that as you've taken down the stitch braids, you should rest. Allow your hair rest. Let the hair breathe. Okay? Let the hair breathe. You need to know that just as rest is important for our bodies, it is just as important for our hair strands. You can't continuously put tension on your hair strands and expect your hair strands to thrive. Expect your hair to be flourishing. It won't happen. So you need to learn to take breaks between those protective styles, those fancy protective styles, and stick more with, again, natural protective styles that don't involve extensions. So even if you don't want to do any fancy protective styles, any natural protective styles like the twists and the braids and the twists, then you can just decide to leave your hair alone. Rock it in an afro, and at night you just maybe give it chunky twists so you can protect it while going to bed, and the next day you wear it out again. Trust me, your hair will still thrive that way, instead of you to be jumping from one new hairstyle to the other, from one trendy hairstyle. You hear that there's bohemian locks training on TikTok, and then you've gone to do that hairstyle. You hear that stitch braids was the it hairstyle for the girlies, and then you jumped to go and do stitch braids. You need to allow your hair rest. Another thing that's very important for growing your natural hair or making sure that you're able to retain length and break that curse of I just have stunted growth is moisture. I made a whole video, my wash day routine, and someone said moisture is important, but then we can use oils, and I've been using oils and my hair has been thriving. Side eye. When I say moisture, I'm not talking about oils. Oils are not moisturizers, and I wonder why people are still having this thing confused, because when you moisturize your hair, granted you can use oils to seal it, but just going in with an oil like that on dry, nappy hair, you're sealing dryness into your hair. So that's not what is going to help your hair. That's not what's going to make your hair dry. I recently saw a TikTok video where a girl used spaghetti to explain the importance of moisture, and I was like, yes, I hope our audience was able to understand what she was trying to explain there, and I hope you guys understand it when I explain it. So you see, your natural hair is like noodles. It's like spaghetti, okay? When you bring spaghetti or noodles out of the pack just like that, like you've not done anything to it, you will notice that it's very easy for it to break, okay? You can just take 2 sticks of spaghetti and snap, just like that. It's dead, it's gone. That's exactly how our natural hair is. You see, when you allow your hair to get dry and then you maybe manipulate it, you put a comb through it, you touch it anyhow, it's going to be so easy for your hair to break. And if your hair is breaking on a steady, if your hair is breaking constantly, you would not see growth. So when you put moisture into your hair, like when you put your spaghetti in water and your spaghetti is boiling and then you bring it out, you notice that it's now very elastic. I mean, spaghetti will not exactly drawable because it's our natural hair and we have shrinkage. You notice that your natural hair is now very elastic and it can bounce back to its original position. Okay, tension will not affect it as much when it has moisture in it, unlike when it doesn't have moisture. So I'm really hoping you guys understand how important moisture is. Okay, water, leave-in conditioners, those two things are your favorite. Okay, you need to make sure that before you do any form of manipulation on your hair, you're adding water and leave-in conditioners to your hair. If not, you're just wasting your time. All your efforts you've put into growing your natural hair, whether it's constantly oiling your hair or constantly whatever it is you think you're doing to your natural hair to make it thrive, it's going to be futile. If your hair is not moisturized, you're doing nonsense. Okay, you're not doing anything. You're wasting your time. It's important that you understand why moisture is important, so you know that it's not something that you negotiate with. It's not a negotiable thing. And how some people negotiate whether they should get a pre-poo or a conditioner, since like most people use their conditioners for pre-poo. Moisture is not like that. It's not something you can negotiate whether or not you want to implement in your natural hair routine. It is compulsory. Whenever you think about styling your hair, whenever you think about washing your hair, whenever you think about manipulating your hair, applying heat to your hair, combing your hair, detangling your hair, think moisture. Once you just think about your hair, think moisture, water, leave-in conditioner. It should be second nature to you to prioritize moisturizing your hair over anything else regarding hair care. Because if you don't moisturize your hair, you don't stand a chance to retain length. You don't stand a chance to ensure that your hair is getting past a certain length. If not, you're going to continue having that stunted growth. And I don't even understand where people got the idea of stunted growth from, because our hair is always growing. I know genetics, diet, lifestyle can play a huge factor to the rate at which our hair grows. But the truth is that your hair is always growing. Okay, the average human grows half an inch every single month. So imagine if you're growing half an inch every month and you're retaining that half an inch. By the end of the year, you have 6 inches added to your hair. And nobody can take that away from you because it's something you have worked hard for. For our next tip, I need you to imagine a spaghetti bowl. Imagine just going in with a fork and knife and just, destroying it on your plate and scratching it. And then you say something like, oh, I'm just trying to section it up, share it into different portions for different people. First of all, it's going to look very disgusting. It's not going to be palatable at all. And secondly, you take out the joy of eating the long, when your noodles is long and you just swirl it in your fork and then you eat it. You destroy the joy. It's the same way it happens with our natural hair, where you're just combing your natural hair, using your fingers to rip off your natural hair in the name of I'm trying to style it or I'm trying to do X, Y, Z to it. You make your hair look horrible. You take out the joy of having natural hair. You destroy it, you kill it. And today, we are trying to break those curses, okay? Break those bad habits that is just damaging our hair day in, day out. That's why this tip is called gentle handling. You need to handle your hair with care. Your hair is not like your weave. Your hair is not like your extensions. You cannot just purposely carry a comb and brush through your hair like it's some sort of human hair wig you bought. It's not that. Your hair would not last. Your hair will not stand the test of time, heat, and those hair care tools. So it's important to handle your hair with care. Handling gently, okay? Treat your hair with care. And under this umbrella of gentle handling, you need to know how to use not only the right tools to style your hair, but also the right tools to protect your hair. I'll explain. So let's say it's wash day, right? And you just took down your 1 month old knotless braids and you want to wash it. The way you tense your hair during that takedown process will determine whether you retain length from that protected style or not. Using that kind of hair now as case study, hair that you just took down and it's been 1 month since you did any proper washing on the hair, you expect that hair to be very matted. You also expect it to have a lot of build-up. it would be wrong and wicked of you to go in with a brush and start brushing out the hair dry. You just took it down, you want to, I had build up, you start brushing out the build up, or using a comb, whether be it small to comb, be it white to comb, you just go in immediately with a comb, but you start trying to loosen the build up, you're trying to loosen up the matted hair. It's going to be very damaging to your hair. You see all the length you think you were able to retain while protective styling, you will lose it and you will lose more. So in the spirit of gently handling that hair, the first thing you want to do is to use your fingers. Okay, make sure that your fingers do the work for you first before you carry any hair tool and start going into your hair and destroying God knows what. Okay, you need to learn to do things gently. You use your fingers and you quietly and calmly and gently loosen up those curls and matted hair before you decide to go in with a comb or a brush. And while you're using your fingers, remember the previous tip, moisture. Don't just say, oh, I took it down so it still has the moisture from when I was maintaining it, or from all my, I don't know. Don't assume anything, don't say anything. Apply water, not too much because it's matted, right? So a little amount of water, apply conditioner. I have a dedicated video for my natural hair routine explaining how I doubled my hair growth. So if you want to see that, I always leave it in the cards above. And you should check it out and understand what it means to gently handle your hair. If you're able to gently handle your hair during styling, during manipulation, when you're taking it down, when you're washing it, you would notice a great difference in the way your hair turns out, okay? You will notice you're seeing the length, you're seeing the growth happen. Okay, you're noticing the length that everybody say, oh, half an inch, a month, half an inch, and you've not experienced it before. Handle your hair gently, and I'm promising you would experience it. You would see that length, okay? And apart from the tools you use, you also need to know that the way you protect your hair, the materials you use, how you keep your hair after you've done your protective style or whatever, plays a huge role in the amount of length you retain. So for instance, you do a twist, right? A twist, that's your protective style for the next 2 weeks, and then you just go around your house, allowing your hair to touch all the surfaces in your house, cotton materials, wool, everything and anything. Your hair will start to rub against all those surfaces, and the friction will cause your hair to either thin out, dry out, be more brittle. You don't want that for your hair, okay? You've put all this effort into taking care of your hair. You've properly moisturized. You've handled it gently during your, wash day process. You've protected it in your protective style in the so-called twist. And you're noticing that I'm not seeing this growth you guys are talking about. I'm not seeing the improvement. And you might be tempted to say, this is all fake. It's just genetics. I have stunted hair growth. You don't. Okay, what is happening is that you've done all these things right, but then you're allowing friction to get the best of you because you don't know the proper materials to use or the proper way to care for your hair and protect it when you're just up and about. Scarves and bonnets are not overrated, okay? Your satin scarf, your silk scarf, your bonnets, your satin pillowcases, they are not overrated. They are not some form of marketing gimmick to make you spend more money. They are important. They are just as important as your leave-in conditioner that you go to the store to buy. Just as much as you're prioritizing moisture, you should also prioritize these things, okay? You need to know that your silk scarf and your silk bonnet or your satin bonnet is what is keeping your hair protected from the, God knows what I'll call those surfaces, all the moisture soaking surfaces around your house, or even on your bed, your pillows, your pillowcases. If you're not made of silk or satin, you should not allow your hair to constantly rub on it. Even your clothing, okay? I know it's good to showcase your hair and flaunt your hair, okay? To be confident wearing out your natural hair. But even your clothing can cause harm to your hair. If you're constantly allowing your clothing to rub against your hair, the friction is going to do something else to your hair. So handling your hair gently also involves using the most favorable materials to protect your hair, and I'm talking about silk and satin. Okay, if you're not comfortable sleeping with something on your hair like a bonnet, then you buy a pillowcase with the same material. And if you don't like pillowcases, or maybe you don't sleep on pillows, I know so many people that don't use their pillows to sleep, they're just there for fancy. Okay, you can choose to buy a silk or a satin scarf. That would help you retain not only moisture but also length, because you're protecting your hair from the friction that is constant contact of your hair and surfaces can cause. And last but not least, if you want to see growth in your hair and retain as much length as possible, you need to be patient. Rome was not built in a day, okay? So this culture of I want to grow my hair out overnight. As a matter of fact, go and search on YouTube and check how to grow natural hair. You will see overnight, like you're not even searching overnight, but you just see it suggested to you because for some reason, so many people think it's possible to grow out your hair overnight, to see 1 inch of hair growth overnight, 2 inches of hair growth overnight. It's not true. It's all scam. Okay, you can't grow your hair that fast. I know some people with genetics have like a faster hair growth rate, but you need to be patient if you're not that kind of person. If you know that, oh, my genetics is not 3 inches a month, I don't think people actually grow their hair 3 inches a month. But you need to be patient. Okay, stop comparing your hair with every other person's hair. Stop comparing your hair with someone who started your journey 3 years before you. Stop comparing your hair with someone who started your journey the same time as you, but has been doing things or has been taking out time to learn about your hair. You need to be patient with the growth you want to see. Okay, you need to know that this journey is not the same for everybody. And just because you're seeing someone's hair thrive and bloom, you assume it's overnight. It did not happen overnight. So you need to be patient. Okay, if you try to grow out your hair within 1 month and you notice, oh, I don't think I retained up to half an inch a month. Can you guys see this half an inch, right? Why am I not seeing half an inch length growth? Be patient. Okay, maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you were not able to avoid as much breakage as possible for that month. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. I'm telling you, sometimes I make mistakes and I still experience breakage. I just know what to do to avoid it, but there are things that you cannot avoid. For example, a bad salon experience, you cannot avoid the breakage there. And if I notice that, oh, this particular month, because of so and so, I experienced breakage, I will not beat myself up about it because I experienced breakage and I wasn't able to retain length. Okay, you need to be patient. It's trial and error for so many people out here, even your faves. So you need to try something out and see, oh, how does this work for me? Is this working right for me? Should I try something else? You know, your hair is your hair. So try to figure out your hair with love, care, and patience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you're able to learn a thing or two. If you have more suggestions, please leave a comment down below because I love to hear your opinions. And if you have a question, also leave a comment down below. I read all the comments and I'll make sure to respond to as many as possible. And on that note, make sure to keep growing, keep evolving, and always keep your fire burning. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.